locking facing points with route indication keys at non-interlocked stations. Each running line in a station will be designated by a fixed number. The road nearest the platform will be known as number 1 route, the next number 2 route, and so on. All points leading to 2 diverging routes will be fitted with triple locks. The middle lock will be the release lock. The 2 outer locks will be the point locking locks. The key of each lock will bear on the handle an inscription indicating its function. The keys of the points locking locks will normally be secured in their locks. These keys cannot be turned and removed unless the points are first correctly set and the released lock then unlocked. The removal of either points locking key will backlock the release key in its lock. The release keys of the outermost points will be known as the up and down keys. These keys must normally be in the personal charge of the station master on duty. When there are more than one set of facing points on the same line, the key of the points locking lock of the outer facing points when set for the direction of the inner points becomes the release key of the next set of inner facing points. In setting the points for a specified route, the locking must begin from the outermost facing points. When the points have to be set and locked for the reception of a train, the station master on duty will make over to the points locker the up or down key. The station master will give him clear instruction as to the running line on which the train will be received. The points locker will proceed to the outermost facing points and set and lock them for the specified route. The points locker will remove the points locking key, which, if there are no inner facing points to be set and locked, will be taken to the station master on duty. The inscription on the handle of this key will indicate the running line or route for which the points have been set and locked. If there are inner facing points to be locked, the points locking key removed from the outer facing points will be the release key for the inner points. After the innermost facing points on the specified route have been locked, the points locking key removed from those points will be taken to the station master on duty. The inscription on the handle of this key will indicate the running line or route for which all the facing points have been set and locked. The station master, having satisfied himself by an inspection on the handle of the key made over to him by the points locker that the points have been set and locked for the correct route required by him, will order signals to be taken off. The station master will retain the key in his personal charge till the train arrived or passes through, as the case may be. The facing points must also be manned. In the case of crossing trains, the station master must also have in his possession the required route key in support of the points at the trailing end, having been set and locked before ordering the signals to be taken off. The station master will retain that key in his possession till the arrival of the train. For the security of the up and down release keys, when not in use, a key box is provided. The release keys are interlocked with the control key of the dead end and other sidings so that before either release key can be removed from the key box, the siding control key must be secured in its keyhole in the box. Before the siding control key can be removed, both release key must be secured in their respective keyholes in the key box. When neither of the release keys nor the siding key is in use, the siding control key must be removed from the key box and locked up in the glass-fronted lock-up key box. The key of the glass-fronted lock-up key box must be in personal possession of the station master on duty.